So welcome to Chamber Check-In. Today we're with Adrianne Lynch with the Lynch team. And
Hello.
Adrianne, how are you?
I'm doing great this morning.
Good. So you've been a member here at the Gilbert Chamber since 2015. And I have to tell you, a lot has changed. I've watched you evolve so quickly. So tell me a little bit about your business and what you've learned over the years.
So business-wise, I do residential real estate. So I work for a local company called Conway Real Estate, and I run the Lynch team. So over the last 2.5 years, I launched a team, and so we've just been growing and absolutely love it.
Yeah. I love to watch your team because you're motivated in such unique ways. Service is a big deal to you and giving back to the community. What are some of the organizations that you support?
So I would say for me personally, and the team is part of, is ASA Now. So they are a foster adoptive program. So any program that has to do with foster and adopting, obviously since I fostered and adopted my boys, that's a huge passion for me. So we try to give back in the community. So we help with what's called a giving closet. And that's where we collect clothing so that any foster family that gets any immediate placement or need assistance, there's always clothes there. It actually, right now, we have to plan a day to go and help organize because it's insane how many clothes we're constantly, people take to the facility. And during COVID, definitely, we have had so many families needing the help. So that one, our team is always open to do. And then another one is feeding the homeless. Gina on the team on Friday, the first Friday of every month, goes and helps feed the homeless, and we'll take her kids. We off and on will do that as well. And we have one that they volunteer doing soccer. So it really, anything in our team that's part of the passion of it is everyone has to be engaged in giving back in the community. So it's just not about them selling a house. It's how do we get engaged in the community and how do we make a difference in other people's lives?
Yeah, I can tell you lead authentically. One of the groups that I like on Facebook is the group that you run because you really engage, especially women, in that group and get them to just open up and do it from an authentic place. What is the name of that group?
It depends which one, because I have several, but I have the East Valley Connection, which is for the East Valley and connecting business owners in the community so they can meet each other. That's one of the biggest, one of the hardest things here is people relocating here. I love watching when they put out there about, they feel like it's hard, they're dating. They're trying to date a friend because they don't know as adults how to meet people. So we have that one. And then I also have a Proverbs 31 women one, and that's just for women to just kind of have that place to go and talk to us if they are struggling or they're definitely when they're business owners, their moms. That's one of my biggest passions. So we're always, anything that has to do with a mom and business owner, we get it. It's stressful and we want to help them. So both of those pages, we're just trying to connect people and make them feel like they're part of the community and that they have people who understand them, especially right now with everyone's kids' homes. Like they need those other people to know they're not psycho. Like, if they're drinking wine, almost every night, that's normal for some of us. And losing, waking up saying you're going to be calm and then you've lost it by 9 a.m. on your kids. You're like, it's okay. You're okay. You're normal.
9 a.m. That's actually pretty late in the day for me. That's awesome.
I have teenagers, so they sleep till noon. I normally am very calm and our house is always calm until about noon.
That's funny. All right, let's talk real estate for a minute because the market seems almost overwhelming, especially if you are a buyer right now. What are you seeing and what trends do you expect over the next few months?
So it definitely has been crazy. COVID really, I think, enhanced our market. So people who have been renting or they've been in their houses and then being on lockdown really started realizing what they wanted or what their future goals would be. So that really jumped people to want to start buying houses. And with the rate so low, the rate is so insane. Even on myself, I drive my husband nuts. I'm like, what else should we buy right now? Like the rate is insane. Like this is amazing. So that part has really shifted because then people have bigger buying power the lower their interest rate is. But the craziness of it is our inventory is so low that it's just most houses right now are getting 2, 3, 10, 16 offers depending on the price range. And most in the East Valley here are getting 23% over list pricing. So that's where we're seeing the craziness is it's just that inventory is so low. Everyone's trying to buy right now because rate is low. And so great time for the sellers on that part, but great time for buyers. we've been helping a lot of first-time home buyers the last couple of months who before might not have been able to afford at 5%, but when we have a rate at 3%, they now have an opportunity to own a home. And that part is exciting to see them.
Yeah. So how do you work with your clients to prepare for buying or selling?
So I'm both of them. I'm a realist and I like them to just not know, I want them to know it's going to be crazy. So real estate's already crazy when you first are buying and stressed and you have the highs and lows and all these people asking you questions. But right now I just prepare them that, the first house may not be the house they get. It might be the 10th house, but in all the years I've done real estate, the house they end up with is the house they were meant to be. And I can't explain it and they don't understand it till they get the right house. And then they're like, this is my house. And it's just meant to, so I just let them know it's meant to be, we'll get you that house. And I also want them to not, especially our first time home buyers, I don't want them out there just buying something to buy. And if I know that they can't afford it, or I know the repairs are going to be, long-term repairs. And I'm pretty open to educate them that it might not be the right house for them. And we want them to love the house. I'm big that real estate is a financial investment. So I don't want them buying something where they're going to end up, having to spend so much money that they don't have because it's their first house. So that's kind of on the buyer side, how we educate. And if they are selling and buying, and that's a different world for them too, then we just let them know that too, that, it's going to be a crazy time. We got to find them a house. We're going to have, people coming in at their house. And when they're selling, we normally in the first weekend, just tell them to go have fun for a day or two because their house is going to be nonstop people coming through. And so we just don't want them constantly packing kids, dogs. We're just like, go make a plan for 12 hours. And then we're going to let people come through the house. And so that tends to help them as well, knowing that it's just going to be chaos in the beginning.
Yeah. So you have such a strong team. How do you invest in your team and motivate them and just continue to keep them together and strong?
I'm going to say on the team on that, it's everyone supports each other. So our goal is everyone hits the goal they've set. So in real estate or owning your own business, you set what you want to make that year. They may not want to make what I want to make. I might not want to make what they want to make. So we really set out like, what do you want in life? Like, what do you want personally? What do you want to travel? What do you want to do with your kids? How much money do you want to make? And then I just help them back all those numbers out. And then it's like, okay, you need this many appointments. You need to do this. This is what you have to do in order to reach your goals. And everyone knows we're all on different goals. So it's not that you can compare each other because we all have different paths of what we want to do. And that part I feel like helps them understand that when they come on, it's very clear you're out to what your goals are. That's why you're self-employed. It's why you chose to come and do that. But it's also the hardest thing because you're sales. And most people aren't coming straight from a sales job into sales. And real estate is all about sales. You got to be out there. You got to be talking to people, constantly engaging, networking, finding leads. And so that part, I feel like I help them a lot of just trying to get them every day a consistent schedule, that the top things we do are lead gen and that they're out in the community. So whether they are volunteering or they're on a networking group, something that they are talking to people and not just for themselves, but how else are they going to know what's going on in the community? How else are they going to know how to support other businesses if they're not out there doing one-to-one and FaceTime and understanding that. So I feel like that's kind of the dynamic of it. And it's not easy. The team's probably, it's like having a whole nother set of children really, because you got to make sure they're all doing what they need to do and they're happy and healthy. And I want them to succeed. Most of my team, other than my husband, who he's the man of our team. He holds down the fort on that side, poor guy. The rest are all working moms, and I want them to be successful. I want their kids to see that they have busted their butt and that they can do whatever they want to do and raise a family. And Gina coaches a soccer team, her daughter's soccer team. They all travel. So it really is what they want to, live your best life. Why just be stuck doing a job if that's not what you want to do?
Well, you make it look easy, and I know it's not.
No, it's not easy.
So I just want to thank you for being supportive of the chamber, for being a member and investing back in the business community. And tell me a little bit about why you think it's important to be a chamber member.
So I will say on the chamber membership, I'm a big chamber member advocate. And I will say, one is the connections. it's not just the connections for business, but knowing other business owners, and when you hear their successes and their struggles, you know you're normal. That what you're going through, if you're struggling, they've already done that or someone has, and they always have an ear or tell you what worked for them. So that part for me is key. On the networking, I just love, so I'm part of one of the referral teams. I love just getting to know one-to-one the people. So you can go to a networking event and meet people, you know, at a restaurant or golfing, but then every week knowing the same core group of people, it just becomes where I know exactly who I can trust, who I can send business to. When they send business to me, they know that they're trusting me with their customers. And I would say I give back on all the sponsoring because my ROI on the chamber is probably my biggest of anything that we sponsor, pay for, any of that, it comes from the chamber. So I got to get back to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time today. I wish you and your team all the best and just continued success for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.